All right, we're back with the Malapert Smark podcast. We're going to do a retro classic watch along here today. I got Vlad, the wrestling expert, and I got the frozen Asian, Robert, as he's known for today only, just for today.
Okay.
If you guys don't know why we call him the frozen Asian, go back and watch our segment about CM Punk and Seth Rollins. We explain it, but whatever. Anyways, so we want to watch Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat from Wrestlemania III. This is Vlad's suggestion. Vlad suggested we watch a full match because we haven't really watched a lot of matches on the show. Actually, none at all, really. We watch snippets of segments. We watch sometimes the endings, sometimes certain spots, a lot of promos, but never really like a full match. So I don't want to say it like this, but I'll just say it. To be honest, the matches to me are my least favorite part of wrestling. I pretty much skip through most of them. It's very rare when there's one that's actually really good. Sometimes there's usually at least one on every show, like on every Raw. At least they try to give you one that's like, okay, this was a pretty solidly worked match. But this one has gotten a lot of acclaim, I'll say, throughout the years. Would you say that this is one of the precursors to the modern wrestling style, Vlad, or no?
I would say yes. A lot of people look at this match as like the beginning of people like rating matches and grades. I mean, not that it wasn't happening before that. It was, but this was like the beginning of like people saying, hey, this is actually the best match, despite maybe not being the match that actually made the money or was the reason that people were actually watching the show to begin with. But this was like the best quote unquote match of the night.
All right. Well, Robert, you have seen this before, so
Yes.
This will be like a rewatch for you. I have never seen this, so this would be the first time I've seen it. I've seen, like, I don't know, little snippets, maybe the ending or something. So I'll watch it. Let's watch it. You could tell me to pause if you want to just talk over it. If there's anything that strikes your fancy that you want to comment on, go ahead. And at the end, we'll give it a star rating, as they do in the wrestling circles. If it's a good match, 1 through 5 stars or somewhere in between. So let's do it. I don't have clips from the previous shows of why they were fighting, but at the WrestleMania show they did play a package, so let's just watch that package. And they're here at the Pontiac, Michigan, at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. 93,000 people.
For the Macho Man.
Correct.
The Macho Man now getting down from the top rope. Down the hole.
Oh, okay, so he broke his trachea with that axe handle slam or whatever. Oh, and he's got the ring belt also on his trachea. Sends him to the hospital. Here's Steamboat selling that. He can't breathe.
I'm amazed at the man's recuperative abilities. He's had an amazing recovery at this point from his initial injuries.
I think a lot of that is
Where'd
due
they
to
get
the
this quack?
tremendous heart of Ricky Steamboat.
That's a real doctor,
and certainly
man.
the phenomenal physical
Get out of here.
that he is in.
You sure?
So this is Steamboat coming back.
Yes, this is him coming back, and they're going to show some of their feud. Steamboat was, I think, aligned with George the Animal Steel, and they kidnapped Miss Elizabeth.
And kidnapping.
At least she's in the arms of someone who cares for her. George the Animal the Macho Man.
Because Macho Man's been abusive.
And he's going to look around and not find Elizabeth. Steamboat returning to the ring after suffering a crushed larynx from the hands.
You know what? I like that. I like that Steamboat is showing some fire, even as a babyface. Some fire for revenge, you know?
Oh, yeah. Macho Man Randy Savage, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, was in a state of shock when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came back, yeah. But this time, in front of the largest audience in the world, I will not only embarrass you, not only pin you with the 1, 2, 3 count, but I'm going to put you out of wrestling for good. Oh, yeah, Dragon, I am the Lord and Master of the Ring, and you're going to find that out. One athlete to another, right now. You can't be with me, no. History beckons the Macho Man, yeah.
Here he comes, making his way down the runway. Here in the Silverdome, Pontiac, Michigan, the reigning Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, along with Elizabeth. And I'll tell you, Macho's looking good. Elizabeth is looking good. Everything's looking good, Gorilla. Even you're looking kind of good. Listen to the ovation. Give it to the Macho Man, Jess. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'll tell
Jesse
you.
Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
Macho Man
Monsoon
here in
Ventura.
Detroit.
That entrance at WrestleMania 3 is very unique. Never really seen that ever again in any show.
Yeah.
Where they conveyor belt thing. They don't really walk to the ring. They were brought to the ring.
Yeah, it's weird. Man, Savage had such a great costume and such a presence, such a personality.
Garden, when he literally stole the title from Tito Santana. You were there, Jeff.
I was there. I'm so tired of hearing of this stealing.
All right, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, somewhat special George, the Animal Steel in your corner. However, in my opinion, this should your
This
last
guy's
shot
sub-character.
at Ricky Savage and the Intercontinental title.
My last opportunity. Randy Savage, the day has finally come. The minutes, the seconds, we have reached our moment. As you and I climb into the ring, we clash like two titans. But there will only be one winner. One winner, Savage. This dragon will breathe fire. This dragon will scorch your back. I will come away with the championship belt and see new horizon.
Man, that's so good. For a babyface promo, hard to do a babyface promo. Nowadays, I don't know, it just feels to me like it's hard to do a babyface promo, but that was good. No one can do that these days.
Along with the man who will be in his corner, George the Animal Steel.
I wonder how he became associated with George the Animal. I would like to go back and find the shows and see that whole story someday.
I don't remember. It had something to do with Elizabeth. I know that, but...
Oh, because he liked Elizabeth, maybe?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Maybe he felt like he was saving her from the Macho Man.
Yeah.
Alright, so this isn't such a long match, because a lot of this is ring walk entrances and stuff, so I'm looking at maybe a 15-minute match.
And they got it across. They don't need to have 30-minute classics to get this thing done.
Alright, here we go. Definitely like the fact that the Intercontinental title is the second most important title on the show. They don't need a world heavyweight title. This is important. See, it's like basically the second most important thing other than the world title.
You and the weasel breath, Bobby the Brain Heenan, who said that this guy...
Alright, we got some wrestling to start out the show.
You know, they said he's got a lot of heart, but I personally say he's got a lot of throat.
Well,
Because it wasn't the heart that got hurt.
obviously, Elizabeth in the wrong place as the Macho Man went out and took her by the hand and led her to another section.
Kind of a distraction having her there. She doesn't really help him. Gotta look out for her and everything, make sure she's okay.
Ducked underneath the dragon. Oh, look at that deep arm drag. Off the ropes, through the legs. And another deep arm drag by the dragon. Oh, catches him right around the throat.
Man, the crowd is going crazy for this.
Wow, that was...
Yeah.
Alright, so that was good, because they did some wrestling, but then they showed some fire and hatred too. So it's not just a wrestling match after all the intense drama that they've had. It needs to be a little bit of a ruthless fight.
He doesn't want to get disqualified.
All right.
He wants the strap.
What a smart move there by the Macho Man. He got the dragon to chase him outside the ring, and when he came through the ropes, he leveled him.
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, what a clothesline.
I don't think world
Attacking the injured trachea on the rope. Good callback at least. At least they're using that.
About how he got the title.
Nobody.
Hey, get off there. Good refereeing. See? At least they're following the rules.
The chant going out, Steamboat, and the dragon moves out of the corner. He's going to work right now with this arm wringer. He's going to drape it over that top rope and drops off the apron with it.
I've never seen the dragon this aggressive.
Dragon is in control of this one. Uh-oh, handful of hair. Got a Macho out of there. Boy, did he plant that elbow.
Everything looks solid.
The work is great. I mean, it's
They're
very,
not selling out the business. It looks pretty realistic.
Left elbow.
very clean, very good.
Well, I think the Macho Man Randy Savage in control now.
Look at the back of the cranium on the animal.
It's disgusting. I prefer not to look at it.
Handful of hair. And the dragon is back up on the apron.
Ooh, and he's going after the
He's
throat.
going after the throat indeed. Elizabeth should be happy right now, but not a look on her face that would give us any idea of that, as she's very concerned. Nice block by the dragon. And it's a champ who's ramped in.
The crowd is crazy, man. I mean, I know there's a lot of them, but geez, every move they're going crazy for.
Oh, he's reaching.
He is no-selling a bit, but the commentators are saying that, yeah, he's reaching down because he's pulling this out of his soul, you know?
He's hooked up good.
Now, if Steamboat was the true sportsman he says he is, he would step back and let Hefner release him from those ropes.
You think a guy who would use a bell from the ring and try to terminate your career, you do whatever you have to do to get even with it. 2 count couldn't get him. Oh, I love that arm drag of the dragon.
Well, I'll tell you, nobody does an arm drag any better than Ricky
Shoulder
Steamboat.
block and try for a pin again, and no. Look at the speed of these two. Another
Yeah.
count, and that's it. Oh, he got caught with the momentum right into the top rope ball.
It doesn't look very much like they're cooperating. It still looks like a fight, even though they're doing all these kind of intricate moves with each other. So I think that's a major difference between today's wrestling and this match. It still looks like they hate each other and that they're trying to fight with each other, even though there's a lot of cool moves in this.
Well, that's what's impressive, the speed of how they're working. The work rate, if you will, but also, like you said, it kind of still looks like a fight.
And it's also flawless. These people who try to do matches like this botch everything.
Look onward. Paul Harbour job from the outside. And it drags into the ringside area.
Well, they got to get back in. Okay.
Hebner should be counting Steamboat right here. He's giving Steamboat a chance to recover. He's letting animals.
Hey, that's not fair.
You talked earlier about how managers should not be touching people and helping people. Look what's going on out
You
there.
see, that's true. It's technically not against the rules, but it's not really fair.
The animal picking up the dragon.
It's carrying him into the ring.
Counted out already by Dave Hebner, the referee. I've already counted to 20.
As the push by the Macho Man over the top barricade right into the ringside area, and there he goes again. Oh, look at this! Macho high atop the top turnbuckle, bombs away. If he connects with this, forget
He
about
got
it.
it.
Oh,
Both guys are in incredible shape, by the way, too. Savage was in his prime right now.
Now, why isn't Hebner counting? Macho Man got in a long time ago, and that Hebner's too busy reprimanding him instead of counting like he should be.
The commentators are trying to really follow the rules, or at least Jesse Ventura is.
Jesse Ventura is
once more, nails him again, double axe handle. Elbow,
What
beauty.
a beautiful move that was.
Man, Steamboat really sells really well. Even though the shot really doesn't hit his face, it looks like it did.
Talk about determination. Look at the clothesline by the Macho.
What a move by Macho Man.
That could have been a disqualification too, Jess, that kind of a clothesline.
For what?
Deliberate.
Deliberate? Of course it's deliberate. What do you think? He fell into it by accident?
No, but it's deliberate.
Ventura's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. Ventura and Gorilla here, is that like a classic combo? Because it seems like they're kind of stepping all over each other a little bit.
I think they did do the first couple of WrestleManias, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mr. McMahon's not there.
This is beyond wrestling ability. This is guts personified right now. And the Dragon started to unleash with some of his martial arts, but got stopped cold.
Macho went to the eyes.
Gut-wrench suplex.
And he said, look at Hebner out of position. There was a 3 count right there, and Hebner was out of position.
I definitely have comments about this match afterwards.
Attempt. And now it's the martial arts of the Dragon coming into play. Irish whip in. Oh, put his head down. I don't blame him. He's probably exhausted. Oh! That dropped right over the top.
That should be a disqualification. That was an intentional throw over the top by Steamboat to save
So,
himself.
why is that a disqualification?
Deliberate clothesline. Rams him into the ring apron. Oh, what a karate shot. This 90,000 punch has gone bananas.
Oh, his foot's on the rope. His foot was on the rope. Good call by Hebner. His first good call of the
And that crowd is really into it for a big crowd.
Down in the middle. 1, 2.
Everybody is into it.
On once again. Sunset flip over the top.
Macho's got the rope.
Can he hold on to it? No. Shoulders are down. 2 count. Oh, right between the
That was cool.
And ducks underneath another right hand and a roll up again. Perhaps a slingshot coming up. Yes. Oh, right into the steel post.
He hit the post.
Okay, never a fan of that move, but okay.
Savage in
It's
a
okay.
heap of trouble.
That's the first thing I saw that I didn't really like.
Another reverse. No. And four tights. He's got his hands in his...
Lots of roll-up reversals. Very common in wrestling, today's wrestling.
Macho Man in control once again in this matchup. A reversal. Another reversal.
Oh, ref bump, huh?
To the referee.
Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so what could happen? Someone gonna cheat? Savage should get the bell. Hit him in the throat with it.
Macho's going to the top. He's going to the top. If he hits him with the
No
elbow,
cheating, even with the ref down, huh?
Poised in his favorite position. Bombs away.
He got it.
Down the bullet.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Referee.
Dave Hebner.
Okay, so Macho Man needed an out, huh? Maybe he didn't want to take a loss here clean against Ricky Steamboat. He already won by countout, sort of, and he won with that elbow drop, so he won twice.
He's trying to get the bell away from the...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's how we originally put the Dragon on a commission.
The poor timekeeper was trying to pull it back from him.
Hey, there's the animal. The animal snatches punches the bell, and he gets nailed by the champion. And Savage has got the belt back. Give me a break.
Look at that. Flagrant interference.
The Animal pushed him right off.
That is a DQ too. That's 3 times that Savage won.
But the champion's still in control now. Small pack.
Is that gonna be it? Oh, he won with the small pack. Oh my god. After all that. Very AEW of them.
History made here in the Silverdome.
Alright. Well, I'll go first. There was a part where it looked like he was down and out, but then he just started like fighting back. Usually I would say, oh, he's no-selling. But you know what? In this situation where it's like a blood feud and they really hate each other, it's okay. If you save it for something like this, I don't mind it. But I think a lot of these modern wrestlers think, let's just copy this match no matter the circumstance. And it doesn't always warrant a match like this is the problem. They can do this, they can replicate it, but it's not going to mean anything like this. That's the only thing I'll say. But yes, I'll give it 4.9 stars. What about you, Vlad? Let's go to Vlad.
I want to say that I think it was a great match. Obviously, it was tremendous. I could say that it's one of the first times that at least showcased on such a national level, 2 quick, fast guys having this type of match. They're doing like roll-ups and the
False
speed
finishes,
and the work.
roll-ups, reversals.
Roll-ups, reversals, all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff that we now take for granted in today's wrestling. I think this was the first time, definitely on the national level. This was the first time I think people had seen this type of work, this type of match. That's what, when people point to like the first, really, when you point at guys like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, you point at a match like this to say like this was like the beginning of the type of work that at the very least influenced a lot of current wrestlers and a lot of wrestlers that came, after this point. A lot of wrestling up to that point had also been focused on the big guys, having matches kind of what we saw in one of our other segments with Hogan and the Giant, kind of matches like that. This was something different, something I would say kind of revolutionary in a sense as well. This was a great match to showcase both guys so well. And it didn't have to go 30 minutes to be a classic. The match was only like 15, 16 minutes.
Yeah.
I give it a 5. The work was so good. The work was phenomenal. The speed of it was so incredible and never looked like it was like fake. It always looked like a fight. So yeah, for that reason, 5.
All right, cool. Robert, let's go to Robert.
All right, so yes, trying to put myself from the perspective of someone that's watching this live on March 29th, 1987, I would definitely give this a 5. This match was a standard setter. For its time, there were not matches like this. If there were, there were very few and far between. So this definitely stood out for its time. Now, obviously, if I'm a young Shawn Michaels, young Bret Hart watching this match, I'm inspired by it. I want to be able to match it or even top that if I could. It's human nature to try to one-up your competition or what you've seen before. That's just a natural thing that happens. Over time, definitely there's matches between Shawn and Bret, or not necessarily, not just between against each other, but against other wrestlers as well. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold is an example of one. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, I can think off the top of my head, I really loved. So they're continually raising the bar, but they were influenced by a match like this. This set a standard. Other wrestlers that were inspired by this attempted to raise the standard even further. But for its time, when this happened, absolutely, this was a 5-star match.
Now, I will just say one more thing, that it was interesting to me how, even though it was like a grudge match, it was a feud that had a lot of hatred and history of violence in it, this was not a no DQ hardcore match. And they still got it across that way. You know what I mean? Like, they still got across the anger about it without it having to be like a death match or no DQ match. So that was interesting to me. And the only reason I took off 0.1 points was because I don't like when they do that move where they launch them into the ring post. I think it always seems kind of fake, like they have to jump and willingly hit their face on the corner ring post. I never like that. I don't like when they do that. That was it though. Everything else was pretty much perfect. It was exciting. The crowd was into it. It was spot on. There was no botches whatsoever. So yeah, it's pretty much as good as it gets in wrestling. All right, that's about it for this week. Thank you for watching this watch along with us. We enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And subscribe and hit like if you liked it. And we'll see you on our next videos. Thank you very much.